In yesterday's episode, we explored the steel yard and found 10 steel ingots. This was part of our cover as a slave. After completing this task, we head back to Medea to learn what we must next do to infiltrate Lord Asher's palace.
Asher up there in his palace and us down here in the muck. Good. Just in time, Asher has ordered everyone into the square. Rumor has it that he's going to open up the arena. That's perfect for us.
Wait, an arena? So this is part of your plan? Why don't you explain it to me?
It's simple, really. From time to time, Asher opens up the arena. Any slave who wants to can fight against the gladiators. If you win, you get your freedom. More importantly, you get an audience with Asher. It's the only way a slave will ever get to talk to him directly. You fight, you win, and when you talk to Asher, you take the cure.
And he'll just give it to me?
Not exactly, no.
So do I have to kill him to get it?
I wouldn't shed a tear, but no. Werner has a distraction planned. We haven't been making these weapons for nothing, you know. But when you're meeting with Asher, you'll be close enough to grab the cure. Get it and bring it to me. Now let's get out there and listen to Asher's speech. There'll be hell to pay if the guards catch us in here.
With that, Medea stands up to head outside and listen to the speech.
Good work. You're one step away from Asher.
By now, we've collected quite a bit of gear, and Medea's desk here is a great place to store it for now. When we're ready, we can head outside to join Medea.
Citizens of the Pitt, workers of downtown, traders of uptown, and all fierce souls who do what must be done, I bring you good news. We stand at the dawn of a new golden age, where others merely survive. We thrive! Our industry is the envy of the Commonwealth. Our safety is the envy of the capital wastes. Our might is the envy of Ronto. And while I have led your efforts, it has been by your own strength that you have earned all the envy of the world. They envy the steel shaped by the workers in our mills. And they envy the strength of our traders and raiders who wield the steel for the pit. And most of all, they envy our victories in the struggle for freedom. Because yes, freedom is what we all work towards. Freedom from fear. Freedom from disease. Freedom to live as once we did before we were shackled by atomic fire. And so, to celebrate this struggle, I ask my loyal workers, who among you is prepared to fight for your freedom? Who among you will risk your life in the crucible to create a new life of freedom in Uptown? Who will take this rare chance to thrive?
Right here! We have one! This woman here will fight in the hole. Come on, Asher. Will you send someone to the hole who actually stands a chance?
Very well, Medea. If this is the will of the workers, then this woman shall be their champion. Madam, you carry not only the dream that workers can become free, but that we may all someday become truly free from the threats of our world. Prepare yourself, madam. And when you are ready to be forged anew, report to Phaedra in the steel mill. The rest of you are dismissed.
You head down to the hole. Talk to Phaedra. She sets up the fights.
So Medea took the liberty to volunteer us for the arena. According to Asher, if we win in the arena, we earn our freedom. This freedom will grant us an audience with Lord Asher, giving us the opportunity to secure the cure. As we get close to the mill, we see a congregation of slaves just outside the door. But as soon as they see us, a lookout alerts them and they break up.
Bastards! It's bad enough they force us to work, but they expect us to fight for their amusement.
However, if we leave the area, they resume their conversations. If we sneak back, we can overhear what they were talking about.
I got important news.
Okay, so what's up?
Werner's back.
Where'd you hear that?
From a trustworthy source. Medea confirmed it.
Great, I'll spread the word.
Careful who you tell. Asher's got spies everywhere looking for him.
I'm not an idiot.
I'm just saying, look, after what happened last time.
I know. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Good. We can't afford any more mistakes. Got something you want to say?
Asher's got a cure.
A cure for what?
The plague. We're talking no more trogs, ever.
What? Really? How the hell do you know that?
You're not the only one with connections.
Fine, so spill it already. Or are you just gonna stand there gloating?
That's it. He's got a cure.
That's it? He's got a cure? You don't know what it is, or where he has it, or what he's planning to do with it?
What? That's all I know. It's good intel.
You're useless. How'd it go with, you know?
It's good.
You were gone a while. We worried.
Nothing to worry about.
We need those parts for the weapons.
Shh. Asher's got ears everywhere.
I'll chop those ears off soon enough.
Amen. The weapons are coming. Relax.
It's just, I'm so ready to do this.
We all are. Soon. It'll happen soon.
Not soon enough.
The slaves are carefully guarding the details of their upcoming revolt, but we've overheard a few conversations about it already. Heading into the mill, we overhear another conversation between slaves about the upcoming revolt, this time between a slave and Brand.
What do you want? Come on, hurry up, they'll hear. You can't avoid me forever, and I need your decision. You in or out? Well, I thought about it and... No, I'm sorry. Better to live a slave than die a free man. It's just not worth it. Man, what is wrong with you? There's a window opening and we've got to jump through while we still can. I'm disappointed. They're watching.
Brand, of course, refuses to participate because he's secretly a mole for Asher. We learned that in our second episode, where he tried to pay us with stimpaks to get gossip about the slaves. But Brand isn't the only slave with doubts. Looks like the slaves are not completely united on this revolt, and it's taking a lot of coercing from Werner and some of the other more motivated slaves.
Uprising. Soon. It can work, but only if we stick together. It's all of us or none of us, man.
Not going to happen. You're in over your head. I want no part of whatever craziness you guys are cooking up, okay?
Okay, sure. Pussy out if you want. But when it's all over, when me and the others are on the outside, just remember you had your chance. Medea is crazy. This'll never work.
At the same time, there are still many other slaves who are completely on board.
You can't avoid me forever. And I need your decision. You in or out? Oh, I'm in. Just promise me one thing. When this shit goes down, you put a weapon in my hand and give me my due. Ha! All right. I knew you'd come around. I'll let the others know, and someone will give you the details. We'll hit them fast and hard.
Many of the slaves appear to be familiar with Werner and Medea's plan. They wish us luck and keep on saying how we're their last hope.
Good luck up there with the bosses. I know you won't let us down.
We're so close. The bosses are all against you, but we know you can do it.
Don't let us down.
I'm scared for you. You're our last hope.
I hope they let you live, even if you lose.
Good luck in the hole. I'm pulling for you.
Turning around, we see a gate open that was previously closed. Next to the hole, just outside, a raider named Spook greets us.
So you're the dumbass scab that signed up to fight in the hole, huh? Well, head on down. Phaedra's waiting for you.
Heading through the door, we go downstairs to the lower part of the mill. Opening the door here, we find Phaedra waiting for us.
And what are you doing down here, slave? Don't tell me your pale ass is gonna throw down.
What goes on down here?
What, one of the boys hit you upside the head a little too hard? This is the arena. You want to fight? You tell me. I'll set it up. Then you die, and we all have a good laugh. So what do you say? Come on, we haven't had a good bloodbath in a while.
What are the arena rules?
It's pretty simple. When the gates open, you fight. Last one standing wins. Of course, when the gates open, the barrels drop in. So just make sure you kill the other guy before you die of radiation poisoning. You don't want to spend too much time with whatever's in those barrels.
Do I get any weapons?
You have what you take in with you. But if that's not enough, there are a couple of things in that locker over there.
Tell me about the other slaves who have fought here in the arena.
What's to tell? Most die. One or two have made it out, but that's about it.
All right, hang tight. I'm going to check out that weapons locker real quick.
Come back when you're ready to fight.
Checking the locker, we don't see much. A .32 caliber pistol, a lead pipe, and a nail board. We'll come better armed simply by completely exploring the steelyard. When we're ready, we can tell Phaedra.
Unless you're looking to get killed, you'll get the fuck out of my arena.
I want to fight in the arena.
Oh yeah? You sure you're ready to die?
Yes, put me down for a fight.
Well, all right. I've got one for you right away. Or you can take some time to put your affairs in order. It's up to you.
Who am I going to be fighting?
We're gonna throw you in there with a bunch of the other scabs who think they've got what it takes. You're all gonna fight it out, and the last one standing gets to move on. Probably won't be you, though.
Let's do it.
If you're ready, just step on in.
So it sounds like we're going to be fighting some other slaves for this first round. I hate to kill other slaves just fighting for their freedom, but it looks like this is the only way to gain an audience with Lord Asher. To enter the arena, we open the rusty gate to the hole.
And now, my friends, we have for you a group of slaves willing to kill and slaughter in order to become one of we privileged few. They will fight, they will die, and all for you, all for your entertainment. Now, are they ready to die for their chance at freedom? Let's find out. Release the barrels. Fight!
We see big barrels of toxic waste hanging from the ceiling gate to the hole. The fight begins when the barrels drop.
I'm gonna end you. Hey! Die, motherfucker!
Despite it being billed as an all-for-one arena fight, the slaves appear to gang up on yours truly.
And there's only one left standing. Only one. Oh, my friends, what a fantastic fight. How far will this slave go?
The barrels of toxic waste are no joke. Simply by walking into this arena fight, I am now sick with advanced radiation poisoning. We can use some Rad-X to get this down, but let's not waste our resources, because as soon as we leave, Phaedra heals our radiation sickness. Looking up, we see raiders gathered at the gate overlooking the hole to watch the spectacle. These poor slaves don't have anything interesting on their corpses. When we're done, we can go back to the mill.
Wow. Impressive, slave. Those were some of the toughest scabs around here. You've got some fight in you, it seems. But I wouldn't get too excited. I'm sure Asher's got something special planned for your next fight. Here's something for the Rads. Enjoy it while you can. Come back when you're ready for your next fight.
All right, Phaedra, I'm ready for the next fight.
I wouldn't count on luck this time. You damn well better be ready.
Who will I be fighting?
Asher says he wants to make this one good, so he gave you the Bear Brothers. They're a couple of mean bastards. Hell, rumor has it they're halfway to Trog as it is. But I'm sure you'll do fine. Just fine.
The Bear Brothers? Now, where have we heard that name before? Well, back at the Capital Wasteland, if we go to the Citadel, we find a Brotherhood of Steel paladin named Paladin Kodiak. If we ask him to tell us his life story, he tells us that his real name is Greg Bear.
Hail. Name's Greg Bear. Most of the guys just call me Kodiak.
Hey Greg, how did you end up joining the Brotherhood?
Now that's a story. The only reason I'm here is because of Elder Lyons. You see, I grew up in the Pitt. Don't suppose you ever been there, huh? It's about 500 clicks to the northwest. Place is a nightmare. 3 irradiated rivers coming together. People there were not well. But the Brotherhood of Steel came down on the place with a righteous hammer. They called it the Scourge.
What was the Scourge?
It was a Brotherhood operation. They marched in and swept the place clean. Most of the people there were half-mutated, cancerous, vile things. And these people, rape gangs, torture squads, it was pure chaos there. The Scourge is the best thing that could have happened to it. This was way back, before the Citadel was fortified. Part of the early recon after the Brotherhood first arrived in this area. One night, a squad of brothers led by Paladin Lyons swept into the city from over Mount Wash, tearing apart anyone who stood against them. They were completely outnumbered, and still they razed that place to the ground.
What made the Pitt people so terrible?
The rivers, even after the war, they were still flowing, but irradiated and filled with God knows what else. I saw things there I can't even begin to describe. I was only, 8 years old when I left? Hell of a thing for a kid to go through.
How did you manage to escape?
As they swept through, the Brotherhood policed up every non-mutie child they could find. Turns out there weren't that many. Me and maybe 20 others. The younger we were, the less of a chance that we were mutated. It was ugly work, no doubt, but it had to be done. I'll never forget the sight of the Brotherhood of Steel breaching the breast of the mountain at dawn.
What happened to your parents?
Hell if I know. I never knew them. I lived on the street and fought with rats for food.
Well, what about the other kids that came from the pit?
All of them became initiates. Most of them went on to become brothers. A lot fell in action. I'm the only survivor of the Scourge of the Pit, still stationed at the Citadel.
That's awful. How could the Brotherhood do that?
Normally, that would get you a crack across the jaw. But since you didn't know what the pit was like, I let it go. I still have nightmares about the place. 30 years and how many horrors later, and the pit is still the worst thing I've ever seen. It was ugly work, sure. Questionably moral? No doubt. But there was no other choice. That city had to go.
How did you end up back here?
Elder Lyons brought us all back to the Citadel. He said it was the safest place he knew of. This place was still being converted. He put us in as initiates and kept a watchful eye over us. He was tough, but he taught us to stay alive. The man's like a father to me.
Wow, that's an amazing story, Kodiak.
Nah. The amazing thing is Elder Lyons. He risked everything. Went in outmanned and outgunned. I'll never be able to thank him enough. So I do my best to serve the Brotherhood. I know that's what he really wants. In time, I'm sure you'll understand.
So the Bear Brothers we're about to fight in the hole are the flesh and blood brothers of Paladin Kodiak, who may not even know that they exist. But they're no longer human. Phaedra herself told us that they're almost half Trog. These poor boys were so irradiated that the Brotherhood didn't pick them up when they came through here 30 years ago. They grew up in the ruins of Pittsburgh and became cage fighters in Asher's arena when he took over. All right, Phaedra, I'm ready to fight.
Well, all right, that's what I like to hear. Get on in there.
Turning around, we re-enter the hole.
They're savage, they're brutal. They're here to keep this worker in his place. The undefeated Bear Brothers. Let's find out if the newcomer can hold his own against real fighters. Release! Fight!
Just like last time, the barrels drop from the ceiling and the gates open.
Die!
The Bear Brothers are dead! Amazing! This newcomer is showing promise, my friends!
John was using a Death Claw gauntlet, and his brother Grud was using a flamer. After we put the Bear Brothers out of their misery, we can head back to Phaedra.
Not bad, Grinder, not bad. The Bear Brothers were some pretty mean sons of bitches. One more fight and you're free. But I wouldn't plan on making it through the next one. Here's a shot for the Rads. Come back when you're ready for your last fight.
All right, Phaedra, I'm ready for the next fight.
This'll be your last fight, Scab. One more and I don't get to call you that anymore. You ready?
Who am I going to be fighting next?
You're going up against Gruber. He's one of the only slaves to win in the hole. There's only ever been, 3? I guess he got a taste for blood. But unfortunately for you, he's got a pretty decent gun. So odds are this is the last time you and I will be talking.
Let's do it.
Well, all right, that's what I like to hear. Get on in there.
And now, this slave has proven willing to kill and die for her freedom. But how will she fare against the man who made it all the way? Gruber! Undefeated in the hole, Gruber has yet to meet his match. Only one will walk out with their freedom. Only one will walk out alive. Release the barrels!
Back inside the hole, after the barrels drop and the gate opens, we find Gruber hiding behind a stack of bricks in the back of the room. He's shooting at us with some sort of long-range silenced weapon. He makes great use of the terrain, hiding behind fences and barrels, but pulling out our trusty auto axe, we tear him open like a tin can.
And Gruber falls! Gruber falls! The champion is toppled! A new slave rises from the gutter to join us! Welcome him! He's earned it!
Ah, the roar of the crowd. The glory of arena combat. Maybe we should join the Raiders. After all, we deserve it now. We earned it. After defeating Gruber, we get a new perk. The vicious fights in the hole have made you stronger. You are now more resistant to radiation and damage. This is the Pit Fighter perk, which increases our damage and radiation resistances by 3%. On Gruber's body, we find a new weapon, the Infiltrator SMG. The Infiltrator is a silenced, scoped assault rifle. It's basically a standard R91 assault rifle that has been painted black, had its stock removed, given a silencer, and given a scope. Even though it has a scope, because it's an assault rifle, it's still pretty inaccurate at long range, making it really only useful for mid to close range combat. It also has the lowest damage and therefore DPS of any assault rifle in the game. However, as a silenced automatic weapon, we can get pretty awesome sneak critical attacks one after another, but really only if we're pretty close to our target. We can get this weapon earlier by killing mechs and the other Pit Raider guards that were guarding the gate to the pit, if we chose to kill them instead of pretending to be a slave. This would have granted us 3 more Infiltrators. It's a good weapon, but we're gonna find a unique version of the Infiltrator later in this DLC that's a much better weapon. After leaving the pit, a raider named Crenshaw scoots in for a chat.
Well now, aren't you quite the scrapper? Congratulations. You've done well. Asher wishes to see you. The guards will be told to allow you to pass.
He just expects me to jump to attention?
No, he expects you to accept his courteous invitation. Or at least to guess what would happen if you keep him waiting.
Where can I find Asher?
He watches over the city from Haven, his tower in Uptown. Take the northeast exit from here and look for the tallest building in town. Oh, Asher also said that he has a few gifts for you. You'll find them in a container behind me. Enjoy, and don't keep the man waiting.
After checking the footlocker, we find that the gifts Asher left for us are all of the items that mechs stripped from our inventory when we first arrived at the pit. This is why I suggested that we leave all of the loot we accumulated from the Steelyard in Medea's desk. Otherwise we can get encumbered pretty quickly after looting all of our other possessions. This also makes some of the lower-level raider gear that we've accumulated so far in the pit irrelevant. Now that I've got my T-51 suit of power armor back, I'm really not going to need any of it. The raiders have now embraced us as one of their own.
Guess you're one of us now. Good luck. Those Bear Brothers never saw you coming, did they? Man, you killed the fuck out of Gruber.
Woo! Saw you fighting in the hole. What a piece of work. Now I know why you ain't afraid of those drugs. No hard feelings, huh? Damn. Glad you're on our side, meathead.
But strangely enough, despite all of the well wishes they gave us before we went into the hole, now that we're successful, the slaves are paranoid, and they think that we're gonna turn on them.
Don't hurt me!
Gonna turn your back on us and join Asher, is that right?
Guess you earned your ticket out of downtown.
Off to talk with Asher? Lucky you.
Just go easy on us. Remember where you came from.
Don't let it go to your head, boss.
With this comes the freedom to explore Uptown and to meet each of these unique raiders. We will explore Uptown and meet the entire cast of raider characters, as well as uncover the truth behind the cure in tomorrow's episode. Be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button if you don't want to miss it. If you like this series so far and you enjoy what I do, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with episode 5.
You're so damn smart. How'd you end up here, huh?